So, I was going to make a video based on the news recently about a student society that was created and accepted at Sussex University, or otherwise known as the University of Sussex. And firstly, I want to mention that I don't follow politics. I'm not really a fan of any red, i.e. the left, the blues, conservative, or i.e. now reform, and green, purple, yellow. I'm not into it. Okay, so I'm not here to say, oh, we are well done, blah blah blah. It's more of a video that is to tie in what I experienced, and yeah, the actual experience of what I'm seeing here is not actually political based. So I'll start. So what I remember when I first entered at the uni, there was issues where a certain professor, Kathleen Stock, I do believe, I forgot the issue in detail, but I know it's in regards to transgenderism, and that there's only two biological identities, male and female. Obviously, you can be who you want to be, but you're born either one, aren't you? And this person had big issues after it was said. Violence, a lot of nastiness, personal bullying. I mean, now the woman has to walk around with personal security guards when she goes into the area of Sussex, into the campus. The uni supported her, but the issue remained where I believe it's narcissistic bully boy, a narcissistic attitude with classism mixed in. So you're wondering why I think that. So I came onto campus around 2023, and yeah, it was a intriguing experience. My entire time at University of Sussex was amazing academically, and wholeheartedly grateful for getting a master's recently in journalism and documentary. And yeah, it opened my eyes to the 5 Ws, where the 5 Ws, everything should be questioned. You know, who, what, where, why, when. Yes, that's the one. And I've learned those 5 Ws can literally cause arguments, can cause anyone to be hurt. It's like, hold on, don't we live in a democratic country? Or allegedly, whatever. But, you know, freedom of speech, basically. And as someone who practiced a form of journalism, and who engaged with a lot of people in international journalism in the student process of learning, I mean, you bring up certain questions like I did, like, for example, why is there a government public inquiry regarding the COVID vaccine? If it was so safe, etc., then why is this thing happening? And yeah, long story short, I got looked at like an idiot. No one would want to speak to me. And then later on, I literally was fighting off. I don't want to go into detail, but yeah, I wasn't standing for being used for a form of social currency. You know, some people in certain groups in classes and worlds, they think people from lower class background can do things for them, and they offer social acceptance, you know, parties, drinks, blah blah blah. Mate, I grew up in London. Yeah, I don't need to deal with that. If I'm coming to do an education, yeah, I learned from others. I will share with what I know, but don't take the piss. Yeah, I swore maybe. I did it on a WhatsApp group where I relieved my anger and said, look, it ain't going to happen no more. And yeah, I got nearly ostracised. I was nearly kicked out. But I stood my ground, whatever. But my experience on the campus as well is like, I have noticed there is a lot of this narcissistic classism issue. I can understand why a lot of people from lower class backgrounds don't want to go to unis, etc. But anyway, to the issue at hand. So, a student society has been formed for Reform UK. Again, make it clear, I don't care for politics. Yeah, but I want to say well done to them lot for getting that accepted and standing up for what you believe. Because I think it's time that, people especially at Sussex Uni and in Sussex in general, from what I experienced, need to use a bit of common sense when it comes to freedom of speech and opinion. It's allowed. Just because you think you're living in a little dystopia world, you can do what you want and no one else can interfere. That's not right. Okay, that's a form of tyranny. That's like living in some prison encampment and being forced to do what you're told because, oh, we're left leaning. And by the way, I have heard at that uni, I'm not saying names, but some lecturers did say, oh, we're a left leaning university, you can't talk all right. I'm like, I wasn't talking politics. I mentioned once about the vaccine and like why are a lot of people dying when it's meant to be good for you. And it's just, I don't want to go into that argument. It's just, but however, the fact that what's happened at Sussex Uni now, clearly Sussex Uni are on top of it. They made their statement. But from what I'm reading is firecrackers going off, violence against these people, and it's like, it's not fair. That's not right. I'm willing to speak on camera if anybody wants to interview me about my experience at Sussex University recently. I enjoyed it, yeah, because personally that made me more of a stronger person. I laughed in the face of all that, all the hatred and the narcissism and all the ostracization I got. So all you students out there right now who are about to start and you're going through a lot of negative things with all this lot, be firm. If somebody attacks you, so be it. Because whatever you're thinking for your opinion and that needs to be spoken is clearly resonating with somebody because they're in denial because they think they are special. That's how I think it is. A lot of these issues is like really childish. It's not being adult whatsoever. Everyone has the right to speak as an adult, and if you react like a child, or well, technically not a child, but a child when they don't agree with what a parent is saying, lash out, blah blah blah. Same thing what's happening here, so to speak. So yeah, but yeah, I will make it once more clear. I'm not making this a political video. I'm making it as a video where I link my experience with the current news. And yeah, Sussex Uni is a good place to study. But one thing that spoiled it, and can and is spoiling it for many, is the narcissistic, opinionated nonsense of classism and, as some say, woke. I'm not really a fan of that word, but yeah, let it be. It is what it is. People are saying it, and yeah, common sense needs to be reinstated urgently for freedom of speech and opinion, because lashing out, screaming and acting all this nonsense don't work for nobody, does it? Oh well, it is what it is. But anyway, whoever's watching this at Sussex Uni, if you're against what I say, my apologies. I hope it resonates. Come find me. Do whatever. I know some of you got vicious minds out there. If that comes against me, I'll find you and sue you. Simple. But yeah, for those who may face any nonsense or any violence, make sure you're covered. Make sure you record everything and log all timings of communications in case something happens. Be safe. Be one. Remember, education, knowledge comes first before this one's loose.